So first I will cover what all things are we going to discuss today during today's discussion. So we'll cover automation testing. We'll
Okay.
cover a bit of project management, which is related to Jira and Confluence. I hope you have worked on those.
Yes, I have worked on that.
Okay, so REST APIs, so a bit of cloud services. That will be
Okay.
mostly that will revolve around this. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so this interview will try to divide it in two parts. One will be complete theoretical things, and one will be automation coding, those kind of rounds.
Okay.
Okay, so I will just write down the question. It will come to your screen, and then you can start answering that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the first question. So basically, give a brief about Jira and Confluence. These are the project management tools, as you are already aware. What all kinds of ticket can be created using Jira, and what are different important fields when opening a Jira ticket, right? And then you can give a brief about Confluence and in what capacity have you used that.
Okay. So Jira mostly I have used for verifying the requirements based on the requirement stories and features, creating the test cases as well as updating the test status. And the fields I update for while creating the test cases is test case description, what is the story it is linked to, and what is the feature it is linked to, and a couple of tags to identify what category of the test case it is,
Mm-hmm.
and as well as the priority of the test case. Okay, and feature and category, like whether it is a positive test case or negative test case. And once the test case is created, I use Jira for creating the test cycle as well. So test cycle I'll be creating and updating the test cases that need to be part of that test cycle. And once the test case is executed, I'll update the result of the test case. If it is a failure, I'll update the status as failed and I'll open a defect in Jira itself for that particular test case.
Okay.
And in defect, I'll be updating the defect description and the steps to replicate that particular defect, and which environment the defect is raised, and what is the severity of the defect, and what are the test cases that are getting impacted with the defect. Those I'll be linking to the defect. And the screenshots of the execution, whatever I have done, and what is the error I am getting for that particular test case.
Okay.
Uh, and I have used Jira APIs to integrate with my automation test case. Test cases. So using that, once the test case is executed, if the status is passed, I'll create a cycle and I will update the test case status as passed using that APIs.
Mm-hmm.
So this mostly I have done. I have worked using Jira. And coming to the Confluence, Confluence mostly for updating the documents. Suppose if a particular project is getting initiated, so what are the design documents for that particular project? Those I'll be referring in the Confluence, and as well as the test related after execution, if there are any reports, I'll be updating it to the Confluence. The status tracking mostly will be happening. The requirement documentation like Swaggers, mapping documents for APIs, and design documents, architecture diagrams. These I'll be referring in the Confluence page. So once the testing is also completed, the test related exit documents and test results and the status of status of test execution, those also I'll be updating in the Confluence, so that in future we can refer that.
Okay, okay, sure, sure. Yeah, that's mostly about it. So, what we'll do, like, we'll try to do, like, what in first you can give me what in what capacity have you worked on the cloud, and are you aware of different technologies like define what is IAM roles and policies, security rules, groups, what is S3 storage? So, have you worked on this?
Yes, yes. So IAM roles and policies I have worked. Uh, I mean, it's a service, right? So using that service, I have used that. And security rules, it's not completely into cloud. Actually, we have a different security framework that is created. So which will have the rules defined for that particular APIs or that particular application. These everything rules are maintained using APIs, different APIs. So access metrics where the API will be there, where we will be verifying the different accesses that are configured. Okay, and there will be user level metrics also getting configured. So this particular partner or user can access only these set of APIs. Okay. So those kind of security rules also I have experience in testing. And S3 I have used for verifying. Suppose there is an upload API, upload file API. So whether that data is file is getting uploaded, the storage part only I have verified in S3.
Okay.
And
Okay.
mostly logs, we use Grafana. So there we'll be checking all the logs.
Okay. Okay. Nicely said. So, like, let's discuss about IAM roles and policy. So, first, why do you require this, and how do you create it?
Uh, so I haven't created actually. So
Okay.
I
So, why
just
do you create? Why do
why
what's
we need
yeah,
IAM
yeah.
roles. So to restrict unauthorized access to unauthorized people. So whatever that is needed for a particular person or the a role, only those need to be given to a that for that particular person. Suppose there is a tester. Tester doesn't need the complete development code access, Git repository. So these things are not required. Okay. So for a developer also there will be some restrictions. So these kind of restrictions we have to put so that the data is accessed only by the authorized persons.
Okay. Okay. So, like, there is two things, right? One is authentication, one is authorization. How does two varies from each other?
Okay. So let me take this example. Suppose uh, there is a user. Okay, user is allowed to access the particular application. Okay, so that we will first authenticate the user whether the user is allowed to access this application or not. Okay, once the he is authenticated, then there are multiple APIs in that particular application container.
Mhm.
Okay, so whether he is allowed, then we will check the authorizations of the user. So whether the
Mhm.
user is authorized to do a post call or only he is authorized to fetch the data, uh, get the details of the customer. So these kind of authorization. Authorization is nothing but what he can
Okay.
get.
What action he can do? One can do.
Yes, yes.
And like, so second part was how, like, have you come across ingress or egress security groups, and why do you create it?
No.
So, so can you give a brief about security rules and groups, and why do you require?
Security, actually, OAuth 2.0 framework we have used in our project. So
So,
where,
like, OAuth, whatever you are talking, OAuth is kind of, it's a security feature, but it comes under authorization, authentication, those kind of thing, right?
yes, yes,
This is not in terms of cloud thing, right?
yes. This ingress and egress rules I'm not aware.
So, like, let's say you have a server, you want to basically restrict that that server cannot send some, cannot connect with some machines, right? How do you
Yes.
do such kind of thing?
So generally, we try to ping that particular server from the server. So those networking related uh, commands will be executing, and we'll verify whether we are getting the data or not.
Okay, okay, but how do you, like, block it? Let's say your ping is working, but you don't want your ping to work.
Okay. Then the port, I mean the port need to be closed. I mean, that connection need to be closed. The firewall need to be closed for this particular server to access that server. So
Okay.
generally what we do is we raise the firewall request for the source system and the target system. So the concerned team will be enabling these configurations.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So let's talk about S3. Like, what kind of S3 what kind of storage is it, and how do you upload or download any files, and what all capacity you have used it for?
Okay, so for uploading and downloading only, I have used it. So where the user, while opening an account, there is an NRA onboarding portal. So where user will be submitting the application by filling the details and uploading some passport and some residence documents. So these documents using an API will be stored in the S3 bucket. Okay,
Mhm.
once that storage API gives the success response, right? We'll be verifying whether this particular data is I mean API call is properly completed or not in the Grafana logs, and we'll check in S3 while by connecting to S3 we'll be checking that whether that particular data is properly updated and we were able to access the document or not.
How do you connect it to S3? You said you connect to S3, right? How do you connect?
So actually, our developer gave an API.
Hmm.
So using that, we connected. So where we will
Okay.
be
So
passing the
what?
document ID. So and the customer ID. So that document will be getting downloaded.
Okay. Okay. So what kind of storage does S3 is?
Uh, I mean,
Kind of storage, when I say file storage, object storage, or
it's a
basically.
document storage.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay. So we have kind of covered this part mostly. So have you worked on SQL or NoSQL databases?
MongoDB I have used for verifying the results.
So what about
And
SQL databases?
SQL, MySQL I have used.
Okay, MySQL you used.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you can,
And Cassandra also we were using in the current project, but it's very limited.
okay. Okay. So
As an
yeah,
interface,
so
we are
maybe
using.
discuss give, what is SQL versus NoSQL databases, and how does SQL stores the data, and how does NoSQL stores the data?
So SQL generally stores the data like in the terms of column and columns and rows. So where the data will be stored, whereas the NoSQL database, it's a kind of uh, document kind of thing, like key value pairs. It will be storing the data. So we generally use a JSON kind of query to access the NoSQL databases.
Okay, and how do you basically query both? Like, how do you basically? You said that you insert the data in SQL database using
No, I
basically.
have used Microsoft Workbench for connecting to the MySQL database. And for MongoDB, I was using uh, uh, Compass, Mongo Compass tool for connecting to the
Mhm.
databases. I mean, MongoDB and Cassandra, I was using Dev Center uh, tool.
Okay. So how what all operations have you done after connecting, and how do you do that?
So mostly for verifying the API date, API response, whatever the API response we are getting, is it synced with the database data or not? So those kind of verifications I have used. I have used for getting the data and as well as updating the data as well. In some cases, we have to update the status manually. So at the time I was using update things as well. Like the test case status, we have to update once the test execution is completed.
Okay, so basically, you run your API, you have some response of the API, and you store those API response in some database, and then you go
Yes.
to the database and you get that response, right?
Suppose
And
if you are fetching the customer account details, so whatever the API response we are getting, the JSON response, that balance and should be the same as the data that is stored in the DB interface DB.
Mhm. So
The
how do you see like yeah.
cross verification.
Okay, so basically you query your data SQL databases using select query, right? You must
Yes,
be aware of.
yes, yes,
So let's say you have the data in like whatever data you are asked to fetch, right? It belongs to two different tables. How do we query such data?
Using joins, we can write a query where there will be a common key in the both the tables. By matching that common key, we can fetch the data.
So what all kind of joins have you worked with?
Left join, I have worked.
Hmm.
I mean, and inner joins as well. The
Okay.
common data to fetch the common data in between the table in both the tables, and that's all mostly Abhishek.
Hmm. Got. Okay, so that's mostly about the theoretical part. What we'll do is like now I will ask you a question and I will explain you. So there is a web server application, right, which can upload the files to a remote server. You have
Yes.
a text box to with the browse files option, where if you click the browse files, it will basically open UI
Okay.
and the Explorer basically with
Yes.
whatever you have already
File
finished.
Explorer it
Yeah.
will load.
You can select one or multiple files based on how many files you want to upload.
Okay.
Once you select those, you have a upload button using which you can upload the files.
Okay.
Third thing is like you have a cancel button using which you can cancel those ongoing upload if there are any ongoing upload. So we have divided this question into three parts. First, what we'll do is like you can see a console in front of you, right, where you can write anything. So you can
Yes.
write down all the test cases for given scenario. Take your 5 minutes or whatever time you feel is okay, and you can write down first all the test cases. Okay, then we'll go to the next part.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
So before starting, Abhishek,
Hmm.
what format of files that are allowed
All
to upload?
formats. Since I am
All.
not given since I am
Okay.
not given any condition, all formats. Yeah.
All formats. Okay.
Hmm.
And is there any limit on the number of files that can be uploaded?
Let's say one time 1,000 files.
1,000 files. Okay. Okay. Uh, so where can I write?
Yeah, there's a console, right? Yeah, just where you click just down below that. Yeah.
Okay.
You can write it in short form. You don't
Okay.
need to write entire thing.
Uh, these are the test cases.
Yeah, I think yeah. We'll go with it. So what we'll do, like we'll go to next, is like define the APIs, right? So for this, how what all APIs will come, and for APIs basically, what you can define is like there's for any API there is a HTTP method, right?
Yes.
There is an endpoint for any APIs, body maybe or may not be, depends on what kind of API are you defining, and response, right? So for this given scenario, try to come up with all the APIs what you think will be required here, and for those APIs, try to define this.
Oh,
I hope you got the question right. I hope.
yes, yes.
Else feel free to anytime ask any doubt.
Oh, sure, sure. Oh,
Headers and all we are not much interested in.
okay.
Mainly, yeah. In so here, like in response, you should define the response code, which is the most important part of any API, right? Yeah, you don't have to write this much, like documents. What are the properties you think will be relevant?
Oh,
That's we have only two functionality: upload and cancel, right? So do you think we
mm.
write something to update? We don't have,
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Got it.
so you can just remove this. So you have a get makes sense, but like update and all we don't have.
we should have these CA base and
Yeah, so yeah, let's go through it. So post I think will be good. Upload document is also fine. Body, like for these kind of things, do you think you require these many things? Since all kind of formats are allowed, right? So why don't
yes.
find?
Document format is not required. The file.
Yeah. Now again, file name doesn't make sense, right? If I say like file name file.txt can be 1,000 on your system. What really matters is file path, right? Same file can exist on your system at multiple paths, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so it
Correct.
should be file.
No. But actually, why I wrote file name is
Hmm.
whenever we have to delete when we are doing a cancellation, when user clicks a cancellation, right? We have
Hmm.
to fetch the particular file names, right, which are already uploaded.
So
I
if you
think
have a
file.
path, if you
Yes,
have
yes,
a
got it.
path, you can fetch anything, right?
Yes, yes. File path also.
File path will cover file name
Yes, the
implicitly.
complete detail. Yes.
Again, why do you require document content? What do you mean by this?
The API related document is there, right? When you're triggering it with an API, right? From an API. So
Hmm.
sometimes we can give the content of
Can
the
you give an
document.
example? I'm not able to follow this actually.
So generally some
You mean
encryption there.
application, just JSON, those kind of
Yes,
things? So
yes.
that doesn't come under body again, right?
Uh,
It will not come under body, I believe.
no, that will be the content type header.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, for this kind of a thing, what you require is file path. That's all,
Uh,
and it's a list of string because customer ID and all we have not discussed, right? We don't want to like we
yes.
have not discussed about it. So file path is should be good enough. Response body, again your response code 201. When you get 201? When your task is kind of completed, right? Here your task could be ongoing because if you are uploading a large file or more number of files. So
Yes.
ideally you should get is 202 and with
20.
status as a accepted. You might have seen
Accepted.
this. Yeah,
Yes,
you might have
yes.
seen this. Again, you have
So it's a kind of intermittent interim status we are giving it to the customer that we have received accepted your request.
yeah, and using and you give upload ID. Using this upload ID, you can call this instead of customer ID. You can use this upload ID to get the status. Basically, poll for that, right?
Uh, it's a
Yeah,
yes polling API kind of
yeah, yeah. Delete the yeah. This looks okay. Again, it will be the upload ID again, I believe.
upload ID. Yes.
Delete API doesn't require any body at all. Means it's same as get API. Doesn't require a body,
Yes.
and it's
Actually,
free.
I thought I'll give that customer ID and
No,
which files need.
if you are defining delete, so every API has certain condition, right? You cannot define a body, else it will
Hmm.
throw out, right?
Correct, correct. Got it. I remember.
And this response for delete is like 204 no content, something like this. Response.
200 okay. Generally, it will be
No, no,
deleted.
204. Delete will 200 okay.
Ah,
This one will be
correct.
200 okay. Get.
Get will be 200 okay. Yes, success.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Okay, so what we'll do is like we'll go to the next part. Can you write a framework to test this UI application since you have UI experience? And that UI, when you click a button, it invokes the backend, right? These APIs, what you define. So can
Yes.
you try to write some kind of code for this end-to-end automation for this? With whatever language you are comfortable, you can select it from the top and you can start writing.
Yes.
So what framework have you used? Like you mentioned about few frameworks, right?
Yes. The page object model with test engine.
Okay, test ng with page object
Mm.
model. Okay, you can use this. And for APIs, you have used REST assured,
No,
right?
karate.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Maybe you try to write a class level so that it's a framework code, right? So class level will be a good thing. Okay, we don't have login and all features actually. We have only what
Okay.
we discussed
Okay.
till.
Oh, sorry. Upload only we have.
Yeah, yeah, upload, cancel. That's all. So,
Okay.
anyways, like you can. This is kind of UI code, right? Can
Yes.
you write a backend API automation code for whatever three APIs you have defined?
Yes.
So, this is you are trying to write a feature file, right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so
Oh,
can
that's
you,
fine.
like, yeah, feature file instead of that, let's just define a feature file for upload and just try to write a maybe actual code, right? So it's a feature file will map to some actual code, right? The way you wrote in for this UI. So just try to build one code for that, maybe for the just for upload API.
Actually, in karate, whatever the framework is there, right? So here itself in the scenario, we are giving the content of API and as well as the body and as well as the match criteria what we have to validate for this particular. And
Right,
using the test runner, we are defining in the test runner which feature file need to
right,
be
right.
executed.
So yeah, so what I am trying to ask is like, how do you write a test runner file for a given upload API?
Oh, so we'll be including this file, Abhishek, this line. And if you have
Mhm.
to have multiple, right, we'll be writing multiple feature files that need to be included.
So how does this calls the feature files? Can you explain that flow? So
So
this
here,
will be in different. This will be in the feature files will be in different folder as I understand. This will be in
yes,
different folder, right? So how
yes.
does this file, like basically your test runner knows which feature files to take from?
Here we are giving the path, right, which the
Okay,
class path of that particular feature file will be giving.
okay, but in the feature file you have not defined any class. Am I right?
No, there will not be any class
So you
here.
mean the file
Feature
path,
file,
not the.
sorry.
You mean the file path? It will be file path, not the class of the feature file.
Yes, here the class path, I mean the feature file path will be giving.
Okay, yeah, that's what you. Since you said class path, I
No,
was thinking that
no,
what
no.
is the class path here?
The
Right.
feature file path will be giving.
Hmm. So for let's say you have three APIs, right?
Yes.
So you will have three feature files and three test runner files. How is that mapping works?
Test runner, we can use the same one file we can use, and we can uh, uh, here multiple feature files we can give to the runner class.
Mhm. So basically, you will write one runner class, and that
Yes.
will have all the APIs.
All the feature files. I mean, for each API, generally we create one feature file.
So if you have 1,000 APIs, you will have 1,000 runner files. Is that maintainable? Like how?
Not like that.
Mhm.
Thousand runner files will not be there. Feature files will be there.
Okay, runner will be. You mean to say one runner and
One
1,000?
runner, or else we can create for example, if we want to do only smoke testing, we can create a different runner file where it will take only the test cases with some tags like smoke. While writing the feature file, we can give the tags to categorize the test cases. Suppose if there is only a quick sanity we have to do, we can use that. If the complete regression, we can what are the test cases that need to be picked in those feature files, that also we can give. So
Got it.
for
Got it.
there, we can maintain multiple I mean, runner files.
Right. Right. Yeah. So yeah, it was a very good discussion. So I was able to cover whatever I was supposed to.
Okay.
Basically, I was asked to cover these things. You might have also got the JD, and those areas might have been mentioned there.
Yes,
So
Abhishek.
yeah, so I was able to cover most part of it in like given 1 hour. It was difficult, but we tried to touch base on each and everything. So let me know, Venkatesh, if you have any feedback for me as an interviewer or for the platform what you have used just now, so that we can keep improving the experience of the candidates, right?
Yes. I think it is good actually than Teams interview, right? This platform is good. It has all the, I mean, ID is also available, right? And
Hmm.
it's like interacting mode. It is more interactive.
I'm glad that you liked it. So thanks a lot, and you have a great day. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Happy
Yeah,
week.
thank you for your time. Yeah, nice talking to you.